ReZero, Season 4, Episode 3. What the fuck? What the fuck was that episode? What the fuck was that episode? Because holy fucking shit. That episode was dark. Now, ReZero Season 4 Episode 3 adapted the light novel part of Arc 6 where Subaru and the team enter the Hellcave. And pretty much it's where they've got a choice to go left or right to try and find an exit. We're going to get into the whole gist of the whole thing, but pretty much they end up choosing right, and the problem with the right side is of the witch's miasma, and the miasma makes them turn, like, I guess it just kind of infects the mind. It makes them more irritated, it makes them more frustrated, angry at each other, it makes them turn against each other to the point where they just go insane, and they actually start trying to kill each other, and holy fucking shit, like, I heard this scene was going to be brutal, but damn, I was not expecting all of that. I ain't even gonna lie, like, ReZero has always been known to just, like, not even try and hide, really, the gore. Like, if we know one thing about most of Subaru's deaths, that shit is, honestly, some of the scenes are very hard to watch because of how, like, really dark it gets into. This episode was so fucking dark. I had to keep pausing between, like, the cave part especially, because I was like, when is it gonna end? Like, just let this boy die already, because this shit is getting worse. Like, it was visually, okay, visually, it was dark. It was visually spot on. But that's why I had to keep pausing, because I was like, damn, I really was not ready to see all this. But, alas, let's just jump straight into the episode, because I am looking forward to be talking about what happened this episode. The episode starts off with Subaru being woken by Ram in a dark cave filled by sand. Due to the way the previous episode ended with the ground collapsing underneath the group, Subaru begins panicking over the fact that they've gotten separated from the group, and especially she pulls up on Patricia as she states there doesn't seem to be any exit nearby. The group of four begin walking, trying to find a way out as they reach a deadlock. The path splits into two, leaving them between the choice of going left or right. Now, apparently in the light novel adaptation, I believe Subaru was supposed to kind of have a Kurapika reference from Hunter x Hunter, but in the anime adaptation, they've completely changed it. Like, I know a lot of people were looking forward to seeing a Kurapika reference, but in the anime, they've completely changed it. So now it's Freud, and it's based in our time, like Freud theory. And apparently, according to the Freud, sorry, I keep butchering this guy's name. Apparently, according to the Freud theory that Subaru's seen, it's always best to go right. In situations where you have to pick between left or right, it's always best to pick right. However, in this case, I believe left. I believe left was the correct option. They encounter a wall blocking their path where Subaru says it's like a door of some sorts, while Ram and their echidna think he's just being Delulu. Subaru touches the wall and it completely disappears, allowing them to continue on ahead. Now, I feel like this is kind of a spoiler warning, because I have kind of seen a few things about this. The reason the walls were disappearing for Subaru is because he holds witch factors, and I believe because of where the Witch of Envy is currently sealed under the Pleiades Tower, it was kind of like a seal, and each wall disappearing. This is just my way of thinking at the moment. Like, I don't think it's actually true or not, but I believe the walls disappearing for Subaru only, where because he holds witch factors, and I believe the witch factors he currently holds at the moment is the witch factor of sloth that he got from Betelgeuse, the witch factor of greed that he got from Regulus, and he currently has the witch factor of envy. So I believe the walls were kind of responding to the witch factors that Subaru has currently consumed. I think that's what's happened. And it could kind of make sense why it's only disappearing for Subaru, and only when Subaru touches it, it would kind of make sense. But I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw that in there and kind of say that because I feel like it kind of makes sense. Before continuing, however, Patricia appears to be on the edge. For us as the audience, this would be the signal that she knows something dangerous is ahead, and boy is she right. The group continue down the path as their mood begins to shift quite a bit. They all seem to feel a weight on their shoulders and have blank, tired expressions, like they're losing energy, or maybe something is possessing them. Ram tells Subaru to shut up, which didn't seem like banter at all, which she's previously known for having with Subaru. It actually felt quite aggressive. Echidna says Ram is right and Subaru's waffling is basically just getting tedious, especially when people are tired. They reach another wall, which appears to be the same as the first one, but this time the wall doesn't disappear, despite Subaru touching, punching and kicking it repeatedly. Echidna says that getting frustrated isn't going to change their predicament, where Subaru reacts very aggressively, and this is completely out of character, turning around and smashing the light in anger out of Echidna's hands. Subaru then directs his attention to Ram, asking what her problem has been since they've gotten down here, and her constant tutting sounds that would equal annoyance. Ram, however, retaliates in kind, belittling Subaru and saying he's acting irrational and questions whether or not he actually cares about Rem at all. This was like one of the first moments I was like, holy shit, okay, something is definitely wrong here. And at first, you can kind of not understand why. People are still confused, pretty much what is happening during this, the right side of the cave, it is filled with the witch's miasma, and the further you go in, the stronger the miasma is. And what the miasma is currently doing to the group at the moment is it's kind of controlling their emotions, their thoughts. It's slowly turning them insane the closer and closer they get into getting wherever it is that kind of right side of the cave is leading to. The miasma is getting stronger, and in kind, their insanity is currently getting stronger as well. They're getting angry at each other, they're getting frustrated at each other, they're saying things that they would typically never say to each other, especially to their faces. And even movement, like Subaru would never react that way, unless he was being provoked severely hard. And the reason he's being provoked severely hard is he's under the influence of the witch's miasma also. So this is one of my first parts of the first part of the episode where I was like, this isn't going to end well at all. Like, something's going on here. It's weird, and I don't like it because these guys are acting out of character. It's weird. Another thing I wanted to also say, when Subaru used Invincible Providence to send Ram flying, that is all, you know what I mean? Subaru would never attack Ram. You know what I mean? He would never attack Ram. So the fact that he used Invisible Providence and just completely sent her flying, I was like, that's fucking insane. And it was just the way he was kind of aura farming up to it. He was just it was just the way the camera was working, towards his back. He was looking to the side kind of creepily, and it was just the way he whispered Invincible Providence. I was like, oh my fucking god, visually this is kind of insane. What is going on with Subaru at the moment? Why is he attacking Ram? Oh my god. She has no right looking like Rem, and the fact that she looks like Rem disgusts him, as he continues choking and slamming her head to the ground as Subaru provokes her constantly. If this part wasn't dark enough, it gets darker. It gets darker. She says the two are gonna end up killing each other anyway to Subaru, so she made the rational decision to kill the most useless one. And listen, at first she Echidna, Anastasia, the Anastasia Echidna, the artificial spirit, they seemed very calm in this moment, and I don't know if they were influenced differently, because obviously Subaru and Ram, they were influenced to kind of be more agitated towards each other. They were belittling each other left, right, especially Subaru. I feel like Subaru got hit with it way harder than Ram did, and because Subaru was I feel like the most aggressive one during this, Ram was kind of not really aggressive per se, but she was very aggressive with her words rather than actions. And Echidna was she was calm, she was very calm and composed. I kind of got the ickling feeling that she was affected as well, but she played it so calmly. I was like, is she affected? Is she not? Because I remember she stating that she'll do whatever she can to get Anastasia's body back to her. So I was like, is this what this is? Does she kind of know this is where these two are going to end up, both of them are going to end up dead? So is she making the rational decision to kill one off so the other survives and the two can get out perfectly fine? Was this one of those moments where she was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes? I don't know, but I truly believe that Echidna was also influenced by this. They all just deal with insanity differently, and in Echidna's case, it was still calm, very calm, but stabbing Ram from behind. I was like, damn, that direction is going insane. Another thing I want to mention also is how Subaru was very calm even after seeing Ram get stabbed. He kind of questioned it a bit, well, why did you do that? But the second that Echidna told him, it's because she was the most useless one, we needed you instead. He was like, oh, okay. Like, damn, like, it just shows like how bad this scene is. Like, damn, Subaru doesn't give a shit. It gets darker, like psychologically, it is getting worse because obviously Ram has kind of teared Anastasia in half. She should be dead. She should be dying. I guess it's because the brain still functions, like, even though half her limbs have gone. She's clinging onto Subaru, but the thing is, there's a shot where it shows the scarf, which signals the echidna, the spirit. It's kind of on the floor in blood. So seeing that fox scarf on the ground, all in blood, kind of signaled to me that echidna was dead. And Anastasia took back her body. At first, people aren't gonna like kind of notice that it's actually Anastasia taking over her body again. But imagine that, like, you've taken back over your body as your body's in half. Like, the one moment to come back to your body, and it's when your body is torn in half. Like, you've come back to just worlds of pain. You're dying. You're quite literally dying. So the one time to come back to your body, I would not choose to come back when my body is half split. No. But yeah, it kind of just shows that no matter what, even the littlest details, it just gets worse. It gets dark psychologically. It's just getting worse and worse. This is how you know Subaru isn't in control of his own actions anymore. Like, he's actually gone for the insane. Subaru would never do that. He'd never like try and rag her body off. Like, yeah, he'd be shocked, but he's not even shocked that she's half, like, in pieces. If anything, he's shocked that she's clinging on to him, still fighting. He's like, bitch, let me go. He uses the word bitch. It's insane. He uses the word bitch so many times this episode. He's like, bitch, let me go. You're already dead. Get off me. And that's what I kind of like, damn. Like, he doesn't even care that she's dying. He cares that she's just clinging on to him and she won't die already. He literally flings her body off him and says, die already. And I'm like, damn. This ain't my boy. This isn't my boy. What's going on? So after he flings Anastasia off him, Subaru begins running away in a panic from the scene as Anastasia begs for him not to leave. He falls to the ground and pukes from what he's just experienced in her mouth, where Subaru finally realizes what's going on. And Subaru states that Patricia is a vegetarian. Not in this case, she's not. So in the second episode, Maylee was very like defensive and very cautious around Patricia, and she was like to Subaru, you better not let her get my head, which was very foreshadowing. But then Subaru states she ain't gonna do anything like that. She's a bloody vegetarian, for crying out loud. Oh, well, when miasma is driving your insanity levels up, vegetarian is off the menu. With a last little laugh that she does, she lunges for Subaru and completely biting off his head, forcing Subaru to restart to his new checkpoint, which is at the moment Ram wakes him up in the cave. Ram helps him puke because she thinks it's just Subaru's reaction after falling into the cave and waking up, not that he just experienced a rather horrific route. The timeline proceeds just like the original did, where Echidna arrives on Patricia. Subaru seems to have dealt with dying much better than he would have in the past, but I don't think it means he's gained a tolerance for dying in a sense. It's kind of, I feel like he's gotten better at remaining calm, especially when it comes to group settings. I believe when it comes to group settings, he's gotten rather good at kind of containing himself and kind of keeping up his posture, making sure everything is calm, because in the past, whenever he's kind of reacted to a past loop, people have kind of looked at him like weirdly. Like, are you okay, dude? So when it comes to decision making, I believe Subaru's kind of built a tolerance to kind of like, not that he's built a tolerance to dying per se, because he's died a lot, but I don't think he can ever build a tolerance for dying. I feel like he's just been able to kind of better show himself, especially towards the group. So when it comes to him making a decision, which impacts the different timeline. Whenever he tries to avoid the timeline happening again, he needs to make a different choice. And I believe in order for people to believe him when it comes to that choice making, he needs to act calm and composed even after death. I believe if it was just Subaru on his own, he'd react more like, what the fuck just happened? That was insane. Like, he'd freak out. But because he's in a group setting and he needs to make a different decision this time, he needs the group to kind of believe him in going left this time. So he's kind of portraying himself to be at least still sane. The Ram and Echidna, as if constantly checking up on them to see if they're being affected by the miasma in any way. Where they both look at Subaru like it's weird you're being all white knight-like. Echidna says the path ahead smells weird as Subaru rushes off to check what it is. The floor collapses beneath him, leading Subaru to fall into a pit of sorts. He's met by a menacing centaur-like Marbeast with spears for hands and a mouth as a stomach. Subaru dashes off as the centaur shoots balls of fire through its stomach at Subaru. And all I gotta say is Subaru's maneuvering during the scene must be godlike, because he's having fire throw at him and my boy is maneuvering. He's dodging like a pro. I'm like, damn, you're telling me not a single fireball hit this boy? You know what? I'm proud. Before the centaur shoots another fireball, which would have hit Subaru this time, Ram arrives on Patricite and helps Subaru. They both begin fighting back against the centaur as, with one clear swift attack, the centaur sends the three of them flying. Subaru can't stand up as Ram steps in front of him, shielding him from the centaur's approaching attack. Subaru begins begging for his body to work and allow him to stand up, leaving him worthless. Before the centaur reaches Ram, tiny beams of light completely decimate the centaur-like Marbeast, completely making it vanish into thin air. Subaru and Ram fall to the ground. Ram's completely unconscious, but before Subaru also loses consciousness, he sees where the attack came from and kind of gets a glimpse of an approaching Shawla, as the episode ends with her saying, "I find you." And that, ladies and gents, is season 4, episode 3. Holy fucking shit. Now, before I actually get into the past contents of this episode, this is kind of the feedback part now. I kind of liked that when the centaur was about to attack with its spear, Ram actually kind of blocked the attack. Like, she kind of dove in front of Subaru to minimalise the damage that Subaru would have took. And I was like, that kind of just shows the friendship right there. It was a complete contrast to the loop before where they went insane and Subaru was choking her. The both of them were trying to kill each other. It just shows, like, it's proof that these two do genuinely care for each other. I do feel like the things that they were saying to each other when they were under the influence of the miasma kind of did portray how they genuinely felt for each other, like, deep down, but just would never say to each other. With the whole, you disgust me that you look like Ram. I don't think he genuinely disgusts Subaru that Ram looks like Ram. I think it just genuinely does kind of, like, get to him that he can't talk to Rem anymore because she's in this coma, but Ram's walking around fine. I do believe there were hidden, like, kind of feelings that were being let out and portrayed this episode when they were under the influence, but I don't think it was stuff that would have been said to this degree and would have been said full stop if they weren't going insane. But yeah, the whole cave scene, honestly, I knew it was going to be bad. Like, I heard that it was going to be very dark. But I feel like they adapted it very well, because I had to keep pausing the episode, especially when Subaru attacked Ram. He was on the ground choking her and shit. I was like, what the fuck? And especially the part where Anastasia, or should I say Echidna as well, the body just completely having it half took off. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, damn, that's dark as shit. That's very gore-like. That's very ReZero. And I was like, I have to pause because I have to keep pausing. I need to get my brain working. I'm like, I need to catch up with what's happening during the scene. I also like on the left side that it wasn't just a complete incorrect choice. Each side has danger waiting for him. Each side has danger. It wasn't the point of picking the right side, the correct side, because each side has its own kind of deadly thing waiting for them. Obviously, the right side, the deeper you go into the right side of the cave, the more you're influenced by the miasma, the more you go insane. However, on the left side, there's a centaur like Marbeast waiting for them, like an arena of sorts. And not even that, there were more Marbeasts in that arena also. It was just the centaur didn't give a shit. The centaur was attacking the Marbeasts also. Like, it shot a fireball at the boar-like one that looks like flowers. It shot a fireball at that one as well. And it was just like, I don't know, I kind of like the detail that no matter what route they picked, it was always going to lead to danger. But obviously, the miasma was much worse of a fight. So, the left side was more tolerable. The left side was more dealable, but I feel like the centaur was a very strong Marbeast, and they would have died if Shawla didn't come in clutch. So either way, I'm kind of wondering what would have happened in this episode if Subaru died on the left side as well. What would have been the thought process? I believe he would have went to the left side again and kind of would have planned ahead, because he knows that the centaur's there waiting. I feel like they would have created a plan to try and get around it or defeat it of some sorts. But in the web novel, this is kind of interesting. In the web novel, he does die. He does die in this route. He picks the left side first in the web novel. But the centaur kills him. The centaur burns him alive. And then that's what leads him to go in the right side. But in the right side, the miasma affects them all. And the kind of the scene plays out the way it did. And I'm just kind of thinking like, what would have been best to have seen? Him die in the left, and then seeing him die in the right, seeing the events that take place in the right side, or what happens in the anime? Like the anime is adapting the light novel, so we just saw him choose the right side first, and then pick the left side. But in the web novel, he dies on both sides. But in the anime adaptation and the light novel adaptation, he doesn't die both sides. He Shorla saves them, but if Shorla wasn't there to save him, he would have died again. And I don't know. I kind of wondering how it would have played out. I haven't read the web novel. I kind of just saw this on Twitter from someone who has. So maybe I want to give that kind of a read just to see how that played off. But the anime is adapting the light novel, so I don't know. I feel like just with this certain part also, I'm going to read the web novel just to kind of get a grasp. But damn. Overall, this episode was dark as hell. It really was dark, especially the cave scene. Like, honestly, it was very gore. Like, I had to keep pausing the episode, but that's kind of what I like with ReZero. They pull out all the stops. They don't care, like, showing gore. They're not scared to show gore. They're not scared to showing dark sides of, like, life, like how insanity could drive someone to that point. They're not scared to do it, man, and that's what I love about ReZero. Like, it's very, like, not, I would say realistic, clearly, but kind of realistic at the same time. I don't know. Very dark episode though, and holy shit, I am excited to find out what happens next, because I feel like season 4 is getting off to a good start already. Season 4 episode 2 with the tower, and now the cave scene in season 4 episode 3. I'm like, damn, they're pulling out all the stops. Each episode is just getting worse, and I'm here for it. But that's going to be for me, guys. That's going to be all for me. I've had a good talk about this episode. I kind of got it all off my plate, what I wanted to kind of discuss. Glad I got it all off my chest and talked about it, because damn, I needed to talk full stop about this episode. So, very glad that I did. I am going over the time a lot, so I don't want to be waffling too much. So, I will be leaving this video here. If you did enjoy, leave a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you thought of this episode, how you were feeling, especially during the cave scene. Let me know how you were feeling during this episode. And yeah, stay tuned for next week's episode, because we're doing this every week until season 4 stops airing. We're covering each episode, so stay tuned. And that's going to be all for me, ladies and gents, and I'll see you all in the next week's episode. See ya.